What's going on, guys? Mcskillet here with another CSGO video, and today I'm going to be doing the ultimate video for the most expensive skin on every single weapon and gun in CSGO. And yeah, this video took quite a while to make, but a lot of you guys have been asking for this, so I finally put it together. And without further ado, let's get right into the first skin. Now, the most expensive skin for the CZ Auto Pistol is the CZ Nitro Souvenir Factory New. And only the factory new version of the Souvenir Nitro is expensive. A lot of people get confused, but make sure you actually look at the conditions and whether the skins in this video are Souvenir or StatTrak or not, because that makes a massive difference in the price. But for this skin, there's only 2 Souvenir factory new ones that have ever been known to exist, so I would say this is easily worth over $400 to any big collector because of how rare the skin is. So that is the most expensive skin for the CZ. Now, the next gun for this video is the Desert Eagle, and the most expensive skin for the Desert Eagle is the StatTrak Factory New Crimson Web, which is $280 on the Steam market. You might be able to find one for cheaper though if you're trading, but on the Steam market it's $280, so obviously a very rare and very valuable pistol. Now, for the dual Berettas, there's actually one skin that's worth over $100, and it's the Souvenir Factory New Cobalt Quartz dualies. These are actually pretty sweet looking, but of course the dualies aren't too common of a weapon, and this is a really rare skin. That's why it's worth over $100, and I believe it's like $170 on the market, but I'm not sure if anyone actually buys them when they're at that high of a price. But the next skin for this video is the StatTrak Factory New 5.7 case hardened with the #1 blue pattern on it. This was actually in my top 10 most expensive gun skins for CSGO, and the reason this is so expensive is because there's only 2 that are known to exist that are StatTrak Factory New with the #1 blue pattern on it, and this is a really awesome and desirable pattern to a lot of collectors, making it worth so much because there's so little of them that exist. So these have actually sold for well over $2,000. But for the Glock, I just decided the Glock Fade was the most valuable one because it probably sells at the highest price most consistently. Sometimes the Souvenir Glocks get listed a little high in the market, but they don't usually sell that often, and the Glock Fade constantly sells at like $250 or more, so I'm going to say that's the most expensive Glock skin. But I actually have a whole video on this next skin, because this is the only skin that exists in the world for the R8 Revolver Amber Fade Souvenir. There's only one Souvenir R8 Amber Fade. If you're watching this video like a couple months after it comes out, there might be some factory new ones out, which of course would be more valuable than the one that currently exists, because the one that currently exists is only a field tested one. It actually has the exist sticker on it. So alright, I'll just let those comments come in with your guys' nice little puns. But yeah, that's the Souvenir R8 Revolver Amber Fade, field tested, easily worth over $500 because it's the only Souvenir R8 Amber Fade in the world. Now, for the P2000, there isn't any crazy expensive skins, but the StatTrak P2000 Ocean Foam is $115, and there's also a lot of stickered versions of this that have like Titan hollows and some really expensive stickers that can make this worth like over $400 maybe if it has like 3 or 4 Titan hollows on it, which would make it look pretty sweet, but that's quite a costly setup. But the most expensive skin on the P250 is the P250 Nuclear Threat. I've heard some rumors that there's a Souvenir one that exists in some Dubai collector's inventory, but I haven't seen it for myself, so I'm not 100% sure if it really does exist. That would be more expensive than the normal version, of course, but I didn't put it in the video because I don't have an inspect link or anything for it. But that's the P250 Nuclear Threat, and for the Tech 9, the most expensive one is the Souvenir Tech 9 Nuclear Threat Factory New. There's only one that exists in the world, but unfortunately the stickers were actually scraped off it. The special golden souvenir stickers were removed from it, so that's very unfortunate, but it's still the most expensive skin for the Tech 9. For the USP-S, the most expensive skin is a low float version of the StatTrak Factory New Orion. Basically, I know I've covered float very many times, so if you don't know what float is, and if you're new to my channel, float is like the exact wear value that a skin has, and the lower the float, the better the condition is. And some of the really low float ones of these have actually sold for over 250 keys. I saw one that wasn't even the best float. I think it was like around number 5. It sold for 250 keys, and that was like really fast as well. So the number 1 version, the lowest float one out there, could probably sell for over $1,000. That's how they're all owned by collectors, and there's a lot of people that want these low float StatTrak Orions, causing the price to be very high. But the most expensive skin for the AK-47, of course, is the StatTrak Minimal Wear AK-47 Case Hardened with the #1 blue pattern on it. There isn't a factory new one, there's a couple minimal wear ones, and they're all sold for like 1,700 keys or more, and a lot of them have got really expensive stickers on them as well, like the Titan hollows on this one right here. So that's the most expensive AK-47 skin. But for the AUG, the most expensive skin, of course, is the AUG Akihabara factory new. The float makes a big difference on the price of this skin. Like a low float one could probably sell for like 800 bucks, but a higher float factory new one could probably sell for $600 or less. Because the float value makes a pretty big difference on the skin. Some of them are completely scratchless, but some of them have got some tears. And for the op, we have the Souvenir op Dragon Lore factory new. These are usually sold for over $10,000 if they have the Cologne or the DreamHack stickers on them. Basically, if they have a signature sticker, they're worth a lot because they have all these awesome golden stickers. Some of the older ones are probably not worth $10,000, but almost all the factory new ones that have new stickers on them are worth over $10,000, so quite an expensive skin. But for the Famas, we have the Famas Spitfire, which has a price of $255. It used to be pretty easy to trade up to these, but it looks like lots of people have been doing them, and the price of this skin's gone up, and it used to be only like $100, now it's actually at $250 on the market, so quite a rare and expensive skin. Up next, we have the G3 skin, and if you saw my video yesterday, you would have known the most expensive skin for the G3 SG1 is the Executioner skin. The StatTrak minimal wear one is an insanely rare skin, the rarest skin in the Revolver case, and the minimal wear one is currently at $178 on the market. There's only one of them on the market right now. If you want more info on why this skin is so rare, you can watch my video from yesterday. Make sure to check that out. But the most expensive skin for the Galil is the Galil AR Cerberus. It was kind of hard to determine the price of this. I didn't want to go off the market because it's really high right now and I don't think it usually sells at that price. But I'm just going to say it's around $175 or more. Usually nothing more than like $350 though. Now for the M41S, the most expensive skin by far is the Souvenir M41S Masterpiece Factory New, which is owned by a collector in Dubai, and the price is probably over $3,000. It was sold for 1,500 keys, but it's the only one in the world, and it's got a really nice float value, so it might be even able to be sold for more because of how rare it is. Now for the M4A4, the most expensive skin, of course, is the StatTrak Factory New Howl. The price of this skin is really dependent on the float. A kind of poorer float one usually sells for like $1,200 or $1,250, but some of the really nice float ones can sell for over 1,000 keys, so like $2,000, and like one of the very top ones could even sell for like over $2,000, maybe even up to $3,000 or more. Now the most expensive skin on the Scar 20 is the Scar 20 Splash Jam because of how rare this skin is. This is the top tier skin in the same collection with the M4A4 Modern Hunter. There's only like 27 of these skins that are even known to exist, and this is like twice as rare as the factory new M4A4 Modern Hunter, just to give you an idea of how rare the skin is. Now this skin is usually sold for like $120 or more. On the Steam market it says it's like 400 bucks, but I found some on OP Skins for $150 and $130 I believe, so the prices are kind of hard to determine because of how rare the skin is, but never less than 120. Next up we have the SG, and there's a bunch of skins that are around the same range, so it's kind of hard to determine which one's most valuable, but I looked on the market graph and this one seems to sell for the most, and it's the StatTrak SG553 Ultraviolet Factory New, kind of a rare skin to get factory new, so the price is $41 right there. Now the next skin, this is quite surprising to a lot of you guys, I'm guessing. Some of you guys might know about this, but there's a couple scout skins that were dropped during the Olofpass game. If you don't know what that is, you can search it up on YouTube real quick, but it's quite a historic CSGO game where Fnatic used like the boost, and Olofmeister killed a bunch of people with a scout and stuff. That's basically what went down. It's quite a historical CSGO pro match, whatever you want to call it. Anyway, there's only like, I think there's only 3 that actually exist that are factory new and have the stickers from the match, which are the 3 stickers, not the Olofmeister sticker. A lot of people add that to theirs later, but these sell for so much because of how rare the skin, not rare, but it's just like such a collector's item, and there's only 3 factory new ones, so that's why this is so valuable. I've seen it sell for over 200 keys quite quickly, so that's why I'm saying the price is like $400 plus. But now for the Mac 10, this skin is from the same case with the Fire Serpent, the Operation Bravo case, and all the skins in that case are pretty rare to get factory new except the P2000 Ocean Foam and the Op Graphite, but everything else is really rare to get factory new in StatTrak, such as this skin, making it 120 bucks. Now for the MP7, the most expensive skin by far is the MP7 Whiteout Factory New. and it's kind of hard to determine the price of this. I've seen it at $250, I've also seen it at $400, and I recently bought one for 140 keys, just to give you an idea on how much this is worth. It pretty much never sells for less than $250, and it pretty much never sells for more than $400. Now for the MP9, we have the MP9 Bulldozer, which is quite a hard skin to obtain, because I recently got one of these and it was very difficult. I couldn't find anyone that would trade this to me, so I had to craft it myself, and it costed like $460, I believe, just to craft this, and really like no one sells this skin. It's all owned by collectors, so I don't really know what the exact price would be, but I would say at least $400, like $450 plus, because of how rare the skin is and such an awesome collector's item. And for the PP Bison, we got the PP Bison Blue Streak, StatTrak Factory New, another uncommon Factory New skin. That's why a lot of these skins are so expensive, just because they're uncommon to get in the Factory New condition. So this one, it's like $60 on the market. Probably doesn't sell too much because the Bison isn't too common of a weapon. But the next skin for this video is the StatTrak Factory New P90 Emerald Dragon. This is kind of similar to the MP9 Bulldozer, where it's all owned by collectors, and there's also only around 25 in the world. And I had to buy one for 250 keys, so that's $500 if you're valuing keys at like $2, because you can buy keys from PayPal sellers at $2. But yeah, I'm gonna value that at $500 because that's the price I paid for it, and I couldn't find any for cheaper. But the next skin is the only skin I was unsure about the price on, because there wasn't any on the market, but I can't imagine that this would sell at too much. And this is the Souvenir UMP45 Urban DD-Pat Factory New, and I checked and there's 4 registered on CSGO.exchange, but there's 0 in the Steam market, so this is obviously an insanely rare skin. It's really bland looking though. The Souvenir sticker hardly does anything, as you can see there, but it's still a pretty valuable collector's item because of the rarity, so I'd say around $100. But that price is only an estimation. Now the next skin is a very valuable skin. I'm actually going to value this at over $1,000 because I believe that's what it was sold at, because this is the only Souvenir Mag 7 Bulldozer Factory New in the world, and it also has an Olofmeister sticker on it, who's quite a popular player, so it's pretty much the dream Mag 7 skin, and it's owned by a very high tier collector, so I would say it's worth over $1,000. I think it was sold for like 600 keys at one point, so quite a valuable and rare skin for the Mag 7. Now for some more shotguns, the Nova Blaze Orange is the most expensive Nova skin. It's in the same collection with the M4A4 Modern Hunter and the Scar Splash Jam, so of course this is a rare skin to get factory new from the Militia collection, and the price is $87 on the market right now. Now there's even a sawed-off skin worth over $100 from one of the old esports cases with the Op Boom and the AK Red Laminate, but the sawed-off Orange DD-Pat, the StatTrak Factory New one, is over $100 because of how rare it is to get Factory New, just like every other skin in that collection, and not too many of these exist, even though it's only for the sawed-off. There's still so little that it sells for over $100 on the market. But the next skin for this video, there actually isn't any on the market right now, so I was a little unsure on this price as well, but I think I've seen this sell at like $70 on the market, and it's the Souvenir XM Fallout Warning. A very rare skin from the old Nuke collection. Not too many souvenirs of this were dropped in the Factory New condition, so I would say at least $50 for one of these in the Souvenir Factory New form. Now for the M249, the most expensive skin is actually only $16 because the M249 is probably the least common weapon out of everything in CSGO, to be honest, and it's the Souvenir M249 Gator Mesh, and this is probably the lamest Souvenir skin I've ever seen. As you can see, there's only one little Souvenir sticker and it's on the mag. You can hardly even see it. But the next skin is the Negev Anodized Navy, the most expensive Negev skin. I know it looks super plain and boring, but this is expensive because it can trade up to Glock Fades and MP9 Bulldozers. So yeah, Factory New one, $50 just because of the trade up value. That's the only reason. But now for the knives, the StatTrak Karambit Crimson Web Factory New is actually probably the most expensive knife. I did another video on the top 10 most expensive skins, and I said the Blue Gem Karambit 100% blue could be more valuable, but I honestly think this one might be a little more valuable. I've talked to some other people. I heard that someone even got an offer of $50,000 on one of these skins and didn't sell it, so these skins are very rarely traded. But the runner-up, I guess I'll put this in the video as well, is not StatTrak, just a normal Karambit case hardened that's Factory New and has the #1 blue pattern on it, an insane blue gem knife. I'll just say both of these are the most expensive knives because it's kind of hard to determine what the most expensive knife is when you have both of these, and they're both so extremely high tier and so extremely rare that I'm not really sure which one is more valuable, and their trade is so unoften. I mean, there's only one in the world for that Karambit case hardened that you don't really know the exact prices, so I'll just put both of these as the #1 most expensive knife. But that's pretty much it for this video, guys. I hope you guys like this video, because this video took absolute ages to make and get everything for this, so hope you guys liked it. And yeah, I'm Mcskillet, and I'm out.